Military cargo planes have to be massive. Seriously, they have to be. Now why, you ask? Well, it's in the name. They're built to haul just military cargo. And trust me, that stuff isn't exactly light. But which planes truly tower above the rest? Don't worry, you're about to see for yourself. Here are 15 of the biggest, baddest, and most powerful military cargo planes in the world. Number 15. Alenia C-27J, Spartan. Some planes are built from scratch, while others are born from the need to do things better. The Alenia C-27J Spartan falls into that second category. It came from a collaboration between Italy's Alenia Aeronautica and America's Lockheed Martin, upgrading the older G222 model into something much sharper. Fitted with engines and tech borrowed from the legendary C-130J Super Hercules, the Spartan suddenly had a longer range, faster cruising speed, and a punchier presence in the sky. It didn't just become a good cargo plane, it became a tactical asset. Small enough to land on rough airfields, fast enough to dodge trouble, and tough enough to haul troops, equipment, or medical evac missions under pressure. This wasn't about making a flying truck, it was about crafting a battlefield tool that could move fast and hit hard. In tight spots where larger planes would be sitting ducks, the C-27J could zip through like it owned the place. That's smart engineering where it counts. And the lucky people who flew it loved it more than anything. Number 14. Antinov N225 Rooland. When it comes to raw cargo hauling muscle, the Antinov N124 Rooland doesn't just show up, it dominates, just like how Spartans did in that movie. Built for the Soviet Union, this beast still holds its own today as one of the heaviest production cargo planes ever made. Its massive frame wasn't just for looks, it could carry tanks, vehicles, and even other aircraft without blinking. Compared to the American C5 Galaxy, the Rooland had a 25% larger payload capacity, a massive advantage in Cold War logistics. The upper deck could seat 88 passengers, while the cargo bay could hold another 350 if needed. Reinforced with a titanium floor, this aircraft wasn't about playing it safe, it was about moving massive loads across continents with no questions asked. It also racked up several world records for carrying the heaviest single cargo loads ever transported by air. Even decades later, the N124 remains a backbone for heavy cargo missions around the globe, proof that brute strength never really goes out of style. Number 13. Boeing C17 Globemaster III. Well, when you talk about a military cargo plane done right, you have to bring up the Boeing C17 Globemaster III. This aircraft wasn't just designed to be big, it was built to be smart. It's made for rapid deployment of troops and heavy equipment, delivering them straight to forward bases or wherever the action is needed most. And honestly, there's no better plane if you want one machine doing the job of many. The C-17 doesn't just show up, it takes over. Designed to adapt to modern combat zones, it gave the US the flexibility to react fast when conflicts started heating up across the globe. Despite being a heavyweight beast, it doesn't need a big team to operate. Just 3 crew members can handle it. That's efficiency on a whole different level. With a payload capacity topping 77,000 kilograms, the Globemaster gets the mission done every single time. It's a flying powerhouse that proves size, speed, and smart design can all fit into one body. Number 12. Lockheed C5 Galaxy. The Lockheed C5 Galaxy stands as one of the largest military transport aircraft ever put into service, and it still carries a legendary reputation today. Built with a mission-first mindset, it became the backbone of the U.S. Air Force's heavy transport operations. The design wasn't about flash, it was about moving massive cargo and troops across oceans without skipping a beat. With a payload capacity topping 127,000 kilograms, the Galaxy could lift tanks, helicopters, and everything in between. Its nose and tail doors allowed for quick loading and unloading, making it incredibly efficient under pressure. 28 wheels, 5 brake sets, and the ability to lift off with a short runway gave it an edge few planes could match. Over the years, the C5 has been a quiet workhorse, always getting the mission done whether for combat support, humanitarian aid, or critical supply runs. Even with newer aircraft arriving, the Galaxy remains a heavy hitter, built not just to fly, but to deliver under any and every kind of brutal conditions. Number 11. Blackburn Beverly. Britain's contribution to Cold War cargo planes came with its own style, and a few quirks. The Blackburn Beverly wasn't pretty, but it was tough, reliable, and ready to haul heavy loads into rough and muddy runways. Designed more out of necessity than innovation, even its own creators at Blackburn didn't have high hopes for it. They weren't wrong about its awkward looks, but Beverly did what it was built to do: carry troops, cargo, and even big vehicles across rough conditions. It even had the kind of durability to land on dirt strips without much trouble. One odd fact that still floats around about the Beverly is that someone reportedly died using the onboard toilet. A weird piece of trivia for a plane otherwise built for serious missions. Despite its clumsy appearance, the Blackburn Beverly served for a solid decade before retiring, helping Britain project its power in a world where heavy lifting often made the difference between success and failure. Number 10. Antinov N2. Before sleek designs and stealth tech became the obsession, there were planes like the Antinov N2, pure muscle built to survive and deliver in the harshest environments. Born in the era of the Soviet Union, the An-12 played a crucial role in Cold War operations, moving troops, armor, and supplies across dangerous front lines. More than 200 units were produced, a clear sign of how critical it was to Soviet strategy. What set it apart wasn't just size. It had teeth, equipped with defensive guns to fight back against enemy fighters. That was rare for cargo planes back then. Even after its frontline days ended, the An-12 found second homes in militaries around the world. Its ruggedness and reliability kept it flying in tough spots long after newer designs appeared. It wasn't pretty, but it was built for war, and it carried out its missions without apology. In a world where technology moves fast, the An-12 stands as a reminder that raw toughness never really goes out of style. Alright guys, now let's talk about something super great. Number 9. Antinov N225 Embraer. There's big, and then there's the Antinov N225 Embraer, the king of heavy lifters. We mean, just look at that. Originally designed to transport the Soviet Union's Buran space shuttle, this colossal aircraft needed 6 massive engines just to get off the ground. After the Soviet space program slowed down, the An-225 didn't just fade away. It found a second life hauling massive cargo across continents, setting records almost every time it flew. Noise restrictions in Europe? Yeah, those happened because this thing roared like nothing else. Yet despite all its power and success, only one An-225 was ever fully completed. Sadly, that lone giant was destroyed in 2022 during the conflict in Ukraine, a heartbreaking loss for aviation history. There are talks of rebuilding it, and honestly, the world could use a symbol like Embraer again. It wasn't just a plane, it was a statement about what engineering could do when limits weren't part of the equation. Number 8. Embraer KC390. Brazil's aviation industry made a major statement when the Embraer KC390 hit the skies. Unlike older, slower cargo planes, the KC390 was designed with modern needs in mind: speed, agility, and serious versatility. Although military at heart, its adaptability means it can handle civilian missions too. With advanced avionics including heads-up displays, night vision tech, and cutting-edge GPS systems, this plane isn't just big, it's smart. Designed to transport cargo, refuel planes mid-air, and even perform medical evacuations, it became a sought-after asset across South America. Countries outside Brazil started placing orders even before the production line was fully ramped up. Its spacious interior and powerful engines allow it to move heavy loads fast, giving smaller nations the kind of strategic mobility usually reserved for larger militaries. The KC390 might not have the name recognition of older giants yet, but it's steadily earning its place by showing that new players can absolutely reshape the future of military air logistics. Number 7. Short Belfast. Among Britain's great aviation achievements, the Short Belfast stands out as a serious heavy-lift aircraft. Built in the 1960s by Short brothers, it was designed specifically for the Royal Air Force's need to move bulky, oversized cargo over long distances. Even today, it remains one of the largest turboprop-powered transport planes ever built. What made Belfast special wasn't just its size, it was how advanced it was for its time. It featured the world's first fully automated blind landing system, a game-changer for bad weather operations. Powered by 4 turboprop engines, it could cruise at 460 miles per hour and stretch its range to around 2,500 miles, all while carrying massive loads. Its rugged design allowed it to operate from rough airstrips and in harsh weather, making it invaluable during tense Cold War deployments. Although only 10 were ever built, the Short Belfast's legacy lives on as a symbol of British innovation and heavy-lift power during a critical era. Number 6. Airbus A330. This might trick you at first. It doesn't exactly scream military when you look at it. That's because it started out flying civilians before being snapped up by militaries around the world. Countries like Australia, France, Saudi Arabia, the UK, Spain, and Canada realized its potential fast. Instead of reinventing the wheel, they retrofitted it to move troops, haul heavy cargo, and even refuel jets in midair. MRTT stands for multi-role tanker transport, and this thing earns that name big time. It can fit nearly 300 passengers, 8 military pallets, and 2 additional containers in the lower deck without breaking a sweat. This monster can carry over 100 tons of weight without any issues. Airbus didn't just build a good civilian plane, they built a frame so solid that even military upgrades felt natural. In a world where speed and space matter, the A330 MRTT proved you don't always need flashy designs to dominate the skies. You just need something that flat out works. You need something that can evolve with the times, and that's what Airbus created. Number 5. Antonov N32. The Antinov N32 came from a need, not just ambition. India needed a cargo plane that could handle punishing climates, mountainous regions, and rough runways. The Antonov Design Bureau answered with the An-32, a revamped version of the earlier An-26, but tailored to take on hotter, harsher environments. With its high-mounted engines and boosted takeoff power, the An-32 wasn't just tough, it was built for real-world challenges. India awarded a $400 million contract to upgrade its entire fleet in 2009, adding advanced avionics, communication systems, and navigation aids. These upgrades pushed the aircraft's lifespan to nearly 40 years, making it one of the smartest investments in the Indian Air Force's transport lineup. Capable of operating on dirt runways, flying at night, and handling tropical weather without missing a beat, the An-32 proved that toughness and reliability matter more than bells and whistles. Even now, it holds a strong presence where newer, flashier planes might hesitate. Alright guys, now let's head over to number 4. Illusian IL76. There's a reason the Illusian IL76 still flies in military skies across half the world. Originally built during the Cold War for the Soviet Union's heavy lifting needs, it turned into one of the most successful strategic airlifters ever made. It was designed to operate in rough conditions from undeveloped airfields to high-altitude bases and carry cargo loads up to 50 tons. During the Soviet-Afghan War, the Il-76 proved its worth by moving supplies into places where roads barely existed. Its strong frame, powerful engines, and ability to operate in bad weather made it a staple not just for Russia, but for countries across Asia, Africa, and even South America. Unlike many other cargo planes, the Il-76 didn't just survive modernization, it adapted, with newer variants still being produced today. Whether hauling tanks, delivering humanitarian aid, or acting as a flying hospital, the Il-76 has been the reliable answer when ground routes weren't an option. Number 3. Zen Y20. China's Zen Y20 marks a turning point for its aviation industry. Up until recently, heavy-lift transport planes weren't something China built on its own. The Y20 changed that. Designed entirely in-house, it gave China the strategic airlift capability it had long relied on others for. With a payload capacity between 60 to 66 tons, it can carry tanks like the Type 99 or deliver supplies deep into remote areas. Its introduction sent a clear message: China was no longer borrowing heavy aviation technology, it was making its own. The Y-20's range and versatility mean it can handle everything from military logistics to humanitarian missions. Although details about fleet numbers remain fuzzy, sightings and deployments show it's being used actively today. In a military that's growing fast and looking far beyond its borders, the Y-20 plays a crucial role. It's not just an achievement in design, it's a statement that China's ambitions now have wings big enough to back them up. And let's be real, Chinese can build anything we can't even imagine. Number 2. Handley Page Hastings. The Handley Page Hastings filled a critical gap for Britain after World War II, stepping up as the long-range transport workhorse of the Royal Air Force. Developed quickly to meet new post-war demands, it wasn't designed just for one role, it had to handle everything. And it did. The Hastings served as a glider tug, heavy freighter, troop carrier, ambulance aircraft, and even weather reconnaissance platform. It handled tough environments with ease and proved essential during crises like the Berlin airlift. When its military career started winding down in 1959, the plane found a second life helping chase storms and gather weather data, one of the first aircraft ever used for such dangerous missions. Its sturdy design allowed it to survive rough weather and long hauls that would push lesser planes to the limit. Though newer designs eventually replaced it, the Handley Page Hastings carved out a legacy by being exactly what Britain needed at a time when adaptability meant survival. And this plane did all its best. Number 1. Airbus A400M Atlas. There's a reason the Airbus A400M Atlas has become a favorite among several air forces. It wasn't just made for hauling cargo, it was engineered for flexibility across all kinds of missions. Whether it's carrying troops, evacuating wounded soldiers, delivering vehicles, or even refueling planes mid-air, the A400M can handle it. Tough environments don't slow it down either. Dirt roads, rugged runways, and remote landing zones are all part of its playground. On board, it can carry up to 116 fully equipped troops or operate as a flying hospital with 66 stretchers and 25 medics. That kind of adaptability means fewer planes are needed in the field, saving time and resources when every second matters. Built to combine the endurance of a cargo giant with the precision of a tactical mover, the A400M Atlas makes the impossible seem routine. It's not flashy, but it's one of the most reliable tools modern militaries have for getting serious jobs done anywhere on Earth. We hope you found this video interesting. If you did, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in with us, and we'll see you very soon.